Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vamekh, and I'm the founder and the CEO of Elven Technologies, a company that was founded to tackle the major technological challenges in the personal protection industry. In other words, we're building the first ever superhero suit. We live in this great era of space exploration, and there are multiple private companies entering the space travel and space different space industries, and there are Musk and Bezos who are competing for Mars. So it's a huge thing that's starting. And to go to space, everybody needs a spacesuit, but the spacesuit technology has not advanced for at least 50 years because there's no private company in the business. So we decided to be the first one, and we plan on being the authors of the suits that takes the first humans to Mars, either in 2022 or 2024. If Musk delivers, yeah. So it's not easy to build a spacesuit. It needs a lot of time, money, and research, but it takes 6 major components to build a spacesuit, and we realized that if we create the first 2 and combine them, we can get a product, and we can enter the market earlier and start generating revenue in the early stages. So we researched some different industries and markets where our technology can be used, and we decided to go with the firefighter suits first due to 2 major reasons. The reason one is that there is an actual problem, and this problem is we all know that the amount of fires and the force of the fires increases drastically every year, and we're falling behind. We can't really fight with fire with great efficiency because the firefighter suits are not up to a challenge. I mean, till today, firefighters are not safe around fire, which is ridiculous, absolutely. Another reason we're going with the firefighter suits is that during a space suit research, we discovered a combination of 3 materials which renders our suit absolutely fireproof. And there is nothing fireproof on the market today. So that's a huge IP which we're going to patent soon. So our suit is 4 times more heat resistant than the others, and it does not combust at any circumstances, at least on the earthly conditions, and anything else does. So it's the first one which doesn't actually combust. It's twice lighter, twice thinner, twice cheaper, giving totally up to 32 times better performance, which is already huge. And it also has an amazing tech in there, which you're going to love. And we can discuss that later. The market, small mistake there. Now, there is a market which is ready for innovation. There are more than 6 million firefighters around the world, and that's almost half of the statistics that we can get. And we have a survey ready asking it's an international survey asking a lot of firefighters what do they expect from the next generation of suits. And there are 13 major points in here, and we're covering 10 of those already, and we're going to cover them in the next suit, the last 3. So how are we going to make money? We're going to sell to the fire departments. Major income is going to come from the fire departments. We're going to sell the suits. We're going to sell the replaceable parts, which they will need daily, and also the tech upgrades, which will come every several months. And on the other hand, we're going to give the firefighters the opportunity to upgrade their own suits the way they want and customize. That's our timeline. In 2018, we got the prototyping grant from JITA. We finished the first prototype. We proved the concept, the technology works, and now we need this grant to finalize the product and enter the Georgian market. There are 4,000 firefighters in here, in whole Georgia, and we talked to the major decision makers in here. We talked to the firemen themselves, and they agreed to participate in the creation process of the suit, and also to buy the testing amounts after we're done, and later in 2020 supply the whole Tbilisi, which is approximately 800 suits sold, generating 4 million of revenue at the end of phase 3, and we're going to get break even at the end of 2020. planning to go global at the middle of 2020. So that's the basic timeline. We have a more complicated one, actually. And the team, and that's the last slide for you. I'm Vamekh, I'm the CEO. I have 3 years of experience in startup industry. My previous startup, it's a medical education startup, which is very close to getting $500,000 of investment in here in Georgia. It's gonna be done in a month. Lado is a very charismatic leader, and he's our CFO. He's the founder of the Tsibaka Game Club, which is the successful SME in Tbilisi, and he has 8 years of experience in finance and banking. George is a jewel of the team. He is the technician. He has 15 years of experience in computer engineering and electrical and mechanical engineering. He has 5 years of experience in startups, and he's been a CTO of several successful Georgian startups already. And Jerzy is our Polish friend who's a physicist and a neuroscientist, and he has 5 years of experience working with NASA for the medical testing of the pilots, and he has an actual experience with the spacesuits. Currently, he's a professor at the Polish Air Force Academy, so he's advising us on technology, but also providing an access to the huge testing facilities of Polish Air Force Academy, where the NASA pilots have been trained. I mean, it's not just the one guy we have a huge institution behind us who's ready to cooperate, and everybody has an experience with working on things like that there. So we have a great team. We know what we're doing. We've done our research for at least 2 years. Our technology works, and firefighters are on our side, and we're actually giving them what they're asking for. So if you're interested, I'll be really, really happy to discuss the details here and after the pitching session. Thank you. Yes.
I like to say, in terms of full and open disclosure, many of my colleagues don't know this, I am a fireman. I've been a fireman for 38 years, what's called a volunteer fireman in the United States. And I'm certified for 2 things: structural firefighters, homes, buildings, and forest fires. So when you show that picture, when I was working with the US government, I would be flown in. The President of the United States, it would look good for him to send me from Washington to help fight fires. You're absolutely right. Firefighters today, because most are so humble and they're so good people, they never complain. But we wrote lots of detailed operational requirements, and I wouldn't be surprised if the US Department of Homeland Security isn't mentioned in that paper. But I will tell you that the opportunity is so good that you need to learn, if you don't know already, the United States of America the government and military deal with what's called TRL, Technology Readiness Level. There is so much need for this in the United States for the first responders, of which firefighters are a lot, that everyone thinks the US government won't buy something from another country. It has to be from America. It's not true. When I was the chief commercialization officer for the United States, I went all over the world. We bought things in China. We didn't put it on the front page of the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times, but when it came to protecting the people. So I won't spend a lot of time other than to give you a card. If you don't know what a technology readiness level is or a manufacturing readiness, the US government, if you have something real, would actually probably give you money. So you need to be able to talk in their language. So I can help you speak in that language. It's not Georgian, it's not English, it's government language in the United States.
Sorry for that.
So tell me, do you have a prototype?
We do have a prototype. It's not here. I can arrange to show it. This is a problem. But I mean, it's a working prototype. It's the first prototype. It doesn't look cool, but I can show it to you. We have 2
None
things
of it looks
built already.
Cool for firemen.
Yeah, it will look amazing after we're done, but it does 2 things now. It is fireproof, yes, and another thing we have a cooling system inside, which cools the firemen and also cools the suit. We're working on an extension now, which is actually not gonna let fire get close to the suit actually, so we won't need so much protection anymore. So So we're gonna.
I will tell you, the last time, 3 years ago, I was fighting in California Forest Fighter. The 5 days I was there, 7 fighters died, not from being burnt, from overheat. They die because of the heat. And I remember carrying the bodies of 5 of them to, you know, and there's a ceremony, and I'm sure you have a ceremony here. But to me, it was such a sin that people were dying, not because of the fire, but because of heat exhaustion from suits that were designed 50 years ago.
Exactly.
What's your innovation? Is it the material?
Our innovation, there are several things. First of all, we're building parts of the spacesuit, and we're combining them to make products on the way to generate more revenue. The innovation right now in fire suit is a cooling system which works on a different technological advancement than the current cooling systems are, which is much more efficient and can last for longer. So the two things, it's fast cooling and it's longer cooling. That's one. So it's built by us. Another is that combination of 3 materials, which none of those 3 is actually used in any ways in the fire protection services or industries. So we just were lucky to find this, but like we have it now. If we secure this money, as soon as we have the money, the first thing that we do is we apply for the provisional patent, and in a year we're actually planning to bring more investments into the company and then secure all the patents finally. But this 100,000 is not enough. I mean, you know how the patent goes in US, right? So it's absolutely not enough for everything, but the provisional patents, 1 year, no problem.
Once you have figured out what TRL you are, as soon as you're TRL 6, you can apply for Horizon 2020 SME financing phase 2.
Yes.
You don't need to wait 2 years to apply to it. You need to be TRL 6, which means that you have a working prototype in a working prototype. Then you can apply to a 2 million grant euros.
That's our plan, actually. I mean, we're going to apply to a grant, but I mean, it takes some time to get ready for it because it's a huge application. I mean, you know it, right? So, and we're planning to get there either in September, or there's a call now for in March or April, as I remember. So either now or in September. But we finished working on the prototype, and we need to go on right away. That's why we're waiting for this money, so we just don't stop working. And yes, we're going to show you the prototype, and actually we'll have the prototype to show in several months and go to the H2020. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Has it been tested, the prototype, the suit?
Depends what you call testing. It hasn't done the professional testing, but we work at home now. We don't have anything. And so we're doing the testing at home. We're outside. But yes, we've tried it with the fire, a lot of, not the fire, but the actual flame suit. And the first time you feel something inside, the small warmth, is after 2 minutes of being full in flames. And as soon as the temperature goes like half a degree up, the cooling system starts to function and you cool down. It constantly cools you down. But it's not always working to preserve time.
Are you able, or will you be able to figure out how many lives your system would save?
It's gonna save a lot of lives. I mean, we don't have a lot of statistics because it's not like I did a huge research and we got everything we could from the internet. We know that 60 firemen have died in US in 2017, and 60,000 have been injured. And the CTIF, which is the European Association, shows the huge statistics of mortalities, not only in firemen, but also in the population, even higher rates. And if these guys have a better suit, they can approach people. So their efficiency of work will
increase. As a side effect, they can save even
more
lives.
They'll save more lives.
Are there other applications for this system and material?
Thank you for that. This slide has a lot of info in it. These are all the industries our tech can be used. But the best solution was the firefighters right now. So we can actually license the IP and supply the other new companies to bring new suits to the different markets. Or if we decide that there's a new great opportunity somewhere, we might do the same for the other suit. Depends. But actually, we're concentrating on the firefighters.
Just to
right
give you a data point, which is true, what Homeland Security Presidential Directive number 8 says from the President, there are approximately 25.6 million people identified in the United States alone as first responders. Many of these correspond. So just that market of fire, police, EMT, and some medical personnel is about 25.6 million people.
That's a great point. Thanks.
Yeah, there's a market. Thank you.
Thank you very much.